Minkah, after watching what TJ went through last year with his contract stuff, you want to get this thing done sooner rather than later and not have it drift into training camp?
It's not really on my terms. I would love to get it done. Just to guarantee the future and have it all done. But like I said, it's up to the people upstairs when they want to get it done. I know there's some things that they want to get done before they sign me. We got free agency coming up and all that stuff. So it's up to them.
Sorry, Jeff Hawthorne.
Minkah, you mentioned free agency. What is the value of Joe Haden to your secondary, your team overall?
Yeah, Joe is probably one of my favorite players to ever play with. Not just because of the player that he is, but because of the man that he is, the energy that he brings, to the locker room, the passion. He loves the game of football. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many 10-year vets who's made over $100 million that are loving the game and playing and practicing and having as much fun as he has out there, every day, whether it's in practice, whether it's in the game. He just loves the game and he has fun. Like I said, he's a vet. He's a smart guy. He's a leader in the locker room. Young guys gravitate to him because of that, that passion that he brings. And he's a guy that, I really enjoy playing with.
Tim Benz.
Minkah, besides Joe, there are some other free agents hitting the open market right now. What do you think about the cohesion in the secondary? How important is that to continue? And is it your hope that most of the guys who are on the open market, I guess it's who else, Terrell, Millette, Witherspoon, those guys all come back? Is it that your hope?
Yeah, I mean, my hope is to get everybody back. I think we had a really good secondary this year. I think, we had our bumps in the road, but we think we were a really good secondary this year. I think we were challenged a lot and we held up for the most part. And I think, if we could bring as many people back as we can, I think that's what we, need to do. Because like you said, cohesion is extremely important in the secondary. It's not just about how fast you can run and how great you can play man to man. It's about how well you communicate. It's about everybody being on the same page. It's about everybody seeing things the same way. You have guys going all over the place in free agency. It's not easy. So hopefully we can bring back as many people as we can.
Brooke Pryor.
Hey, Minkah, when you look at the job that Teryl Austin has done in the secondary, just what about him makes him such a good secondary coach, assistant head coach in all the roles that he holds?
TA he's a great coach. I'm not gonna talk too good about him because I want him to stay in Pittsburgh, and I know everybody else is trying to get at him. But he's a great coach. I love his attention to detail, the way that he just approaches the game, the way that he lets the players have a voice. A lot of coaches don't really let players have a voice, so I'm appreciative of that. Like I was saying about Joe, he's the same way about just how much he loves the game, how passionate he is about the game. He's played it in the past, so he has this natural love for the game, and it's definitely reflected in a way that he coaches. And he's a guy with a whole lot of experience as well, so there's not too much that he hasn't seen, in the circuit around the league.
Nick Farabaugh.
Hey, Minkah, throughout this entire year, what do you see from Tre Norwood as he kind of grew into his role in dime, in the slot, playing free safety? What about Tre Norwood makes him such an effective guy for a seventh-round rookie to come in and do what he did?
Yeah, Tre is a guy that I'm really excited about, his future. He's a guy that came in right away, and you could tell he just had an IQ for the game. You could tell he loved the game. That's the most important thing. And he's very, very coachable. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I wasn't in the game or on the field in practice, I was looking at him, making sure, he's the second free safety, and that was his designated role when he first got in. So I tried to coach him up, make sure he was, trimmed and groomed the right way. Then he moved down into the slot, and Cam Sutton kind of took him under his wing under there. And, he's been performing like he's been performing. He's stepped up really every single week, making some really big plays on third downs, big plays on fourth downs, stepping up in special teams roles. And I feel like he's a guy that's definitely going to be really, really beneficial for us in the future. He's nothing but a bright future ahead of him.
Ray Fittipaldo.
The number one thing you guys have to fix this offseason in order for the defense to get back to where you guys are used to being?
I don't have an exact answer. I don't have an exact answer to that right now.
Chris Adamski, Trib. Chris Adamski.
Hey, there it is. I was going to ask a similar question, but maybe not what you need to do. But is there a belief that, statistically, only a couple of years ago, you guys were one of the best defenses. This year, it was in the bottom half in a lot of categories. Is there a belief that this is a group, with a couple of little tweaks or whatever, you can get back to being that? Do you still believe you are one of the NFL's best defenses as a group?
Yeah.
We're going to do the last three. Jeff Hawthorne.
I think obviously TJ is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. What in your mind makes him the best defensive player in the game, and what do you appreciate him as a teammate and player?
I would say one, his ability just to make plays. That's a guy like of his caliber. I think that's what he really specializes in. Is just when plays are needed, TJ shows up. He's another guy that is passionate about this game. There's not too many people in the building that are in the building more than him. Take care of his body, watching film, in the weight room. He just loves the game. He's passionate about the game. He cares about his teammates. He's a great teammate. I think if he doesn't win it this year, then it's crazy. It's rigged for sure if he doesn't win. I'm definitely blessed to be part of a team, with a player like him, and just got to keep it going in the future.
Brian Batko.
Minkah, obviously that game got away from you guys a little bit Sunday night at Arrowhead Stadium. Did you guys as a defense have any issues with, the Chiefs throwing a touchdown to a lineman, having Kelsey throw a touchdown at the end? Did any of that stuff bother you as that one got away from you guys?
Yeah. One, Kansas City has a crazy playbook just naturally. It wasn't stuff that, they're just drawing up specifically for us. But it's more frustrating as a player on the defense when teams are just doing whatever they want. Teams shouldn't feel comfortable, in a gotta have a moment throwing a touchdown to anybody that wears number 73 or 63, whatever he was playing. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't feel comfortable when they have their tight end throwing the ball. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they had that comfort level, nothing against them. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it was very frustrating because that's just saying a lot.
Last one, Brooke Pryor, ESPN.
Yeah, Minkah, one thing that Alex Highsmith said yesterday was that the defense needed to get back to its nasty attitude in the future, that may be something that helps you guys get back on track. In your eyes, is that something that was lacking that you guys need to rediscover, and how do you do that in the offseason?
I think we just got to get back to doing our job, doing the little things, executing, communicating, winning our one-on-ones. And that's it for real. I think when you do that, when you're on your P's and Q's, when you cross your T's and dot your I's, teams can't move the ball on you. They can't run. They can't throw. They can't escape the pocket. They can't do numerous amount of things that allow them to play freely. And I think when they're smashing them every single play, I don't think. If we have I play every play with an aggressive, physical mentality. But if I'm not in the right position, it's never going to show. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not looking at the right things, if I'm not on my landmark, it doesn't matter what mentality I approach the game with, because I'm never going to be able to use it. So Alex isn't wrong in what he's saying, but I think there's steps before we get to our mentality that need to get checked.